Hello everybody, TYKIOS here. This video I'm going to talk about end of season gear transferring from one season to the next. So I am about 3.5 days from my new season. I know that the early servers are going to be the same and other people are going to be a little bit behind. And different people in different seasons may or may not have this up here. This symbol will show up when there's about 2 weeks left in your season, and this is a shortcut to get to how you plan and save a specific piece of gear. If you don't take that, you can go up to menu, TYKIOSDH trail, and down here boundless chest. Then you see I already put 4 pieces in to save. And that's how you get it normally. Otherwise, like I said, when there's about 2 weeks left, you'll get this here. This is helping remind you to save your gear. And we can click on that directly, it brings us to the same page. So I don't know if I have the absolute best plan, but I'm going to talk to you about what my plan is, and I'm going to start on this piece here. And I think everybody should really be looking to prioritize their chest pieces and their gloves. Both the chest piece and gloves can roll flat stats as the main stat, which are not desirable. It just makes it harder to roll good pieces with good stats. So that's the 2 pieces I recommend most people focusing on to put in their cross-boundary storage. So the first one is Deep Exploration Gloves. The main reason I'm putting this in is because I got crit rate as my main stat. And I got lucky, I rolled 4 into crit damage. And a little bit of HP percent helps survivability. A little bit of attack, that's not great, but that's okay. And accuracy. And if you look at the description, one piece, when the wearer successfully inflicts a debuff, permanently increase the hero's attack by 1.5% up to 20 stacks. So if my math is correct, 1.5, 20 stacks, that's going to total 30% once you get to max stats. And even if I don't get to max stats, I still have a crit rate glove with 4 rolls into crit damage. And I probably should have re-rolled this tempered a little bit more to get a little better. But you can see I'm still over 40% crit damage without it. And I get to close to 50 if I rolled better tempering. So that's going to work even without the bonus, but bonus will just make it better. So that's the first piece. Second piece I'm going to show you. This is one I actually crafted in Season 2. I was hoping that Thunderbolt would do real well and be good for me in the final boss. I was a little disappointed. So I changed from the lightning to attack percentage with the poison elemental ascension. Basically for this one I put attack as my last choice of the 4th one, HP percent, defense percent for a little more survivability. And then enlightenment with all of my rolls into enlightenment for enlightenment damage dealer. So this is pretty solid for helping boost my enlightenment damage, but it is only going to work on enlightenment heroes. You don't really want to put this on crit rate heroes. And the Precise Carnage gloves, 1 piece, the wearer deals 30% increased damage to enemies under defense penalty, which in the first and second season, in my opinion, this was the best single mythic item for damage dealers. It's just a big boost to damage, and you really want to time your damage for when they have defense penalty anyway. And if anybody's in Season 1 and they're wondering why I have 5 rolls into Enlightenment, in Season 2 we had mythic and legendary pieces with the plus at the end. Right here you can see it. Season 1 did not have this, so if you're in Season 1 you're not going to have this available. But Season 2 has that, which just means that the main stat can be slightly better, and you do get 5 rolls to upgrade your substats instead of 4. So it's just a slight damage boost or stat boost in general. But this is what I did for my crafting. One of the reasons I did craft this is because I crafted a crit rate piece in Season 1, so I just tried to go for a little more balance and go with a enlightenment derivative damage piece for Season 2. Alright, next chest. This one I have to put a little disclaimer. When the end of season came and we had the rewards for boxes to open up mythic gear, I did not do a good job of opening them as I got them. So I did not use them for a ton of the final boss, which is why this is not elementally ascended or why I have not tempered it. That's just me being dumb. I do not recommend you follow my lead on that. Alright, so for the piece itself, it is another of the plus armor, so it gives me just a little bit extra boost. Accuracy main stat. Accuracy is very important for landing debuffs, and most people should know that if you want to land defense down, you need accuracy. If you want to land other debuffs, if you want to like block buffs for the enemy, if you want to remove buffs, slowing recharge speed, or having ultimate energy down, all of that needs accuracy. So accuracy is very important. And it has defense percent, 4 rolls into resistance, 1 into crit rate, and then just crit damage. The reason I'm picking one with 4 into resistance is because from the teams I'm building, or I have in the Season 1, Season 2, quite a few teams have needed resistance for the Continental Challenge and for the final boss. Definitely the Continental Challenge, though. And since accuracy and resistance share some spaces on a build, meaning the chest main stat can be accuracy or resistance, the negative rune main stat can be accuracy or resistance. Sometimes it's hard to get both high enough on a character. So this is one piece I have saved that I can get both on those PvE challenges. And then also I know that I can start the season with a character that will have an accuracy chest to help me land defense down or attack down to help me get through dungeons. So again, this is not necessarily the best for dealing damage, but I think I'm going to use it on early game dungeons, Continental Challenge, and I'm probably going to use it for final boss in some teams too. So hopefully that gives me versatility. And again, it's also precise carnage. One piece where it deals 30% increased damage to enemies under defense penalty. Alright. The last chest piece I'm saving is also precise carnage again, so this is for damage. Attack percentage, so I can put this on a damage dealer. Crit damage, and I have 2 of my extra rolls into crit rate, 3 into accuracy, and HP. Now I have a couple teams that main damage dealers can still land debuffs, like my Vitar and my Frost team, my Burn teams. I have other characters that I could use, like Gulende, who can do decent damage, but they still want to build accuracy. I have, what else? No, I can't remember my Frost Vinyara. That's her name. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Usually I build Vinyara with accuracy as the main stat, but if I have a good roll and I get some good substats, I might be able to put an attack percentage on somebody like Vinyara. So this hopefully gives me a little bit of versatility. When I went through, I did not find any absolutely great rolls like 3, 4, 5 in the crit rate or crit damage. So I might craft a chess piece that's like that in Season 2, so I can have this on accuracy. This one, characters who I want just a little bit of accuracy. I forgot Durham and Ashedius are also good for this type of chess piece, since they can land debuffs. And then you can combine this type of chess piece with accuracy with the gloves I had that do have 4 into crit damage. So I did think about combining those two onto some damage dealers. But alright, that's a quick version of what I'm saving and just a couple other sets. So in Winding Flesh, this one itself is not a good roll because crit damage, you cannot crit with derivative damage. But this set is good if you know you're going to be leaning into derivative damage dealers a lot. Flora uses it. I think the new the new wild character, I can't remember his name, he uses it. Poison uses it. And Thunderbolt uses it. And I think Shadow's going to use it also. So there are more teams that are going to be using Winding Flesh, so this might be a good choice for some people. With Thorn, I don't think this is a great option for people to save. Alright, the Tunnel King's Legacy. This will, each time the wearer successfully inflicts a debuff, performs 2% max HP self-healing. This is also a set I thought about trying to use and fit in somewhere, because I have used this set on a few characters on the Continental Challenge and Endgame just to get a little bit extra healing, a little bit extra survivability. So if you do have any good rolls of this set, which I can look for it here, that would be a decent one to pick up or consider. And of course, I think it's this one. They have to use different names in different places to make it harder. Okay. Yeah, crit rate, 200 crit damage, but the others are not great for a crit build. Like Enlightenment is useless. Defense percent's better than flat defense. Resistance is okay. Crit rate, again, Enlightenment and crit rate don't really go together. Survivability is good. Flat defense is not as good. Attack percentage and crit rate. If those two were switched, that would be a lot better in my opinion. Defense percent, which is not going to be used for a ton of characters. And then flat defense, flat attack, flat HP are not good substats. Again, defense, flat attack, not great. Crit damage. Okay, crit rate, but it did not get any rolls. Defense resist. Alright, so that's just a quick look at another set that I think would be good for people to consider. Sorry, I took a little bit of time. Ancestral Guidance. This set will be good if you know you want to use somebody like Dauntless characters, because this set wearer gains 50% basic attack lifesteal, gaining additional 50% lifesteal when HP is below 50%. So again, if you know you're going to be heavily leaning into Dauntless, this is a good set to keep. I don't know if I have great rolls on here. Yeah, that one's, I mean, that's okay, and that's definitely usable in season, but it's not something really to think it's special or something I need to carry over. And what else? I think, yeah, I'm not even going to look at the gloves and helmet because they're a lot easier to farm. This one's okay, especially for something like PvP, but I don't think I'd recommend carrying over. I don't think it's that important. The Force Canopy armor, when the wearer is inflicted with a negative effect, 50% chance of inflicting a recharge speed penalty on the inflictor for 5 seconds. So yeah, PvP and Fae, that might be good, but some bosses, I'm not sure if that would be great, and that might throw off people's timings with their skills. But okay, sorry, kind of rambling now. I showed you the couple sets I think are most important. Since I got a good roll on Deep Exploration Gloves, and it is kind of useful, but it's mostly because I got the good roll. I'm going to use that one. And then I'm using the Precise Carnage 3 different times on 3 different pieces of gear that I have rolls that I think I'm going to be able to use for endgame content. And other than those guys, the Winding Flesh armor is good. What else did I say? Mountain Echo armor is good for Dauntless. And Tunnel King is also very good for just more self-healing on bosses. So those are the sets I would recommend focusing on when you guys go and look for your own pieces to save. Alright, that'll be it for this video. Thanks everybody who watched. If you like me doing these kind of things, liking and subscribing does help support me. If not, I completely understand. I still appreciate you guys watching. Alright, thanks everybody and good luck with yourself. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. Take care.